So we're up at Glentress with Jamie, aka Street Pigeon again, and we're doing some jump coaching / progression session. So we did one of these a couple of months ago where we actually were on the Red Taster Trail, which has got like a bunch of tabletops, berms and jumps, and we were helping Jamie progress his jumps, which was pretty productive, I thought. But we made some real good progress. What were you struggling most with in that session?
Originally it was just getting the pop off the jump. So you kind of showed me that basically what I was doing is I was compressing jumps. So I was actually losing the energy, whereas you told me, or sort of taught me how to turn that around and put energy into the takeoff. So yeah, it was a big change for me.
So we're going to take things to the next level in this video. We're going to actually move up to some black level jumps, which are a little bit bigger, a little bit steeper, a little bit more technical. And these are some jumps that Jamie's been like eyeing up for a while and wants to work through. So we're going to see how much we can progress through it and see if we can get Jamie getting some sweet airtime.
Yeah, we'll try.
Get some sweet whips and just feeling more comfortable in the air. So if you're watching this, this is for anyone who wants to progress jumping. Even if you're only just starting out learning jumping, you'll probably learn a lot from this video in terms of technique on different styles of jumps. So we'll get into this, we'll get geared up and we'll go down the Red Trail to start just to warm up, and then we'll go and hit some of the bigger jumps. Nice goggles, mate.
Yeah.
Where'd you get those from?
I don't know, have you seen this brand, Alex?
Called Apex, and they're very nice. Check it out, guys. Today I have the photochromic lenses on. They're very sweet.
Let's go, Red Taster Trail. Such a fun place up here. There's so many trails to progress on.
Right, let's remember this. So down and straight in. Oh.
This new bike is so good for jumping.
Oh.
That was actually not bad at all.
Good stuff.
Cheers, mate.
Right, you ready to go and look at some of these others?
Yeah, let's do it.
Recording 1, 2. We're at the features that Jamie wants to conquer. So we've got 2 features in one, really. We're going to do 2 birds with 1 stone. We've got this tabletop here, which leads us nicely into a big long landing, as you can see, into a slightly hip to the right double / tabletop. It looks quite intimidating from here, which is why I can imagine it's probably one of the harder jumps at Glentress. For a lot of riders, Jamie included, I think, when lip starts to look steeper and more intimidating, the natural tendency of people to do is, like, out of fear, they don't want to go up with the lip. They want to just go push through it because they're scared of the wheels taking off and going and pulling all sorts of funny shapes in the air, and obviously scared of crashing. It's a little bit steeper than we were used to last time, but it's actually still quite on the mellow side of things. But one thing that we can't see on the run-in is we can't really see where we're landing. We can only see where we're landing once we're in the air, so that's also something that is probably a little bit intimidating. I'm going to try and do proper technique now, so we're going to come in at a decent speed, not too quick though. Pump the bump, hop off the takeoff, land, look for my next takeoff, pop, takeoff. We're now going to get Jamie to do a run through just to give us a baseline and see where things are at, and then we'll start to work on progression on the tabletop and that right-handed hip jump thing.
Whoa! Oh. Whoa! Oh.
Yeah, you cleared it into landing.
Oh, okay.
So what you just saw then, Jamie was quite surprised by himself. That was the first run through, and he basically landed way into the landing, like way further than you'd actually need to. So he went a little bit too far. Did all the right things basically, but could afford to go slower. When I've got a jump like this, when I feel comfortable on a jump like this, I generally try and slow things down as much as possible, because that to me is something that ingrains good jump technique. If you can slow something down, and instead of using your pace to get through a jump, and use your actual bike skill to go up with a lip and then nose into the landing at a slower pace without casing the jump, that to me is a really good sign of jump technique. We'll just watch. Yo. with this, like, that was perfect speed for that.
Okay.
All I want you to do now is just follow through.
Wow.
Just follow through the same speed.
Yeah.
And just go with the lip. Don't try and aim for the higher side of this lip. Just go roughly where most people have been taken off. But at the same time, I think a lot of riders with this sort of stuff, if they're scared of it, they will try and revert to the smallest part of the takeoff, which actually makes the jump harder.
Okay.
Like the way this jump is built, if you flow into the bigger side of it and you have the confidence, it actually makes the jump easier in my opinion. But a lot of riders will try and revert to the smaller side because they think, well, if I go off the small side, then my wheels are off the ground less time, it's safer. But it's actually like the reverse. But if you just follow the main riding line,
okay,
and just give it a little bit of a pop off the takeoff.
Yeah. Just like that one we did.
Exactly, yeah.
Before.
Exactly, same technique. But the only difference with this is you'll be turning ever so slightly. That's the only difference.
Yeah, okay.
All right, come on. Yes. Oh! I think that was pretty close.
Perfect. Dude, that was pretty close. It was like half a wheel case, but like, yeah.
Oh, dude, the nerves. I think I'd be sick.
Fair play, lad.
Yeah, that was all right.
To be fair, that's the best I've ever hit that, like already.
Yeah.
And on a 170mm like enduro bike, I didn't feel the case, you know what I mean?
I can't really find much fault in that, right? Like you weren't, I'll place it on the screen now, but what a lot of riders will do on stuff like this when they get intimidated or scared, they will push through the lip of the jump and they won't actually soak up the takeoff and go with the lip. So they don't get any airtime, they don't clear to the landing of what the jump is intended for. Jamie gave it like I'd probably say about a 55-60% pull.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't. I was a little.
Wasn't fully committed, but like that's understandable if it's his first time. These riders are shredding.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, you took off the main line where everyone else has been taken off. All I would suggest now is to start getting used to like pulling a little bit more off the takeoff. It is a little bit more advanced going up the higher bit. You will get more height on that and it will make the jump
Wow.
a little bit easier, in my opinion. But for now, for this next one, just try and focus on jumping the first tabletop the same, and then jump this one with a little bit more commitment on the pull. And then let's see if we can get that rear wheel into the landing.
Yeah.
Yo.
New. Well done, guys.
Oh. Pop. Nice. That was like a minuscule case. That was definitely more commitment.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you committed more? Like
So I think what's making this easier now is because you told me to almost like slow down a bit.
Right.
So I'm not overthinking that jump. I'm actually going a bit slower.
Yeah.
Which is almost giving me more time now to set up and think about this.
Right.
And then what I'm trying to do, which I still struggle with, is I'm trying to have my legs at their straightest as the sort of rears on that lip. I know I'm still pulling like my legs down a little early.
Aye. One suggestion I'm going to try and make now, I'm going to put a little marker on the takeoff with some stones, like a stone runway. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and take off a little bit further to the left, at the higher side of the takeoff, just to give Jamie a little bit more of the height that jump can give you. Because at the minute, like that pop you just did was more than enough pop to get over this jump.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is if we take off higher up the lip, that will give you a little bit more height with the same pop, and you'll be able to get into the landing nice and smooth.
Dude.
Okay, it's fairly visible from here. Kind of hard to make out, but like, as a rider, you should be able to see that.
No, stop this. Just as I was getting settled, that looks scary again. Oh, dude, that's pretty high. Is that too high for a 44-year-old man?
So all you need to focus on now, as you're in the air on this tabletop, look for your landing, and then immediately start looking for that runway.
And I'm not going to get caught out with the turn on this, you thought?
No, honestly, go with the turn. Like this, the berm on here is made in a certain way that it'll send you out in the right direction.
Okay.
So if you just have the confidence and go with it.
No worries, man.
In the air, you probably will be a little bit more leaned, but it won't feel nothing out the ordinary.
Okay.
You're not going to be like going upside down like a roller coaster anytime soon, or in a corkscrew. Look for that runway. Pull. Nice. Slight case, but like we made an improvement. We went off through the runway. Nice, look for the runway. Pump. Nailed it! That was it. That was it. That was into landing.
Oh, so pleased.
Aye.
Do you know what I've noticed? Like, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm obviously a very strong man, Alex, but it's a bit more physical than you like expect. Like, I felt like I really did actually have to.
Aye.
Pull's not quite the right word, but you know what I mean.
So the thing with Glen Tress, in between a lot of the jumps, there's quite a lot of flat spots. So when you're doing jumps or any kind of like things in the air, the last thing you want on a mountain bike is a flat spot, because you can't generate speed pumping on flat really. You need like undulations, bumps, takeoffs, slips, everything. Just because of the skill level at Glen Tress, it works its way up from beginner all the way through to advanced. There are a lot of flat spots in areas, and that makes it hard for jumps like this where there is a flat spot before it, because it can make it hard to judge speed. It means that you don't carry as much speed, and it means you have to come in with like a slightly different approach, which is fine. You nailed it, like absolutely nailed it. You took off exactly what we said. You cleared this like butter. The only advancement from now is like we could start taking off higher up out the lip.
Oh, wow.
So this might not be on the card to today, but if you wanted to get a little bit more technical on this jump, you could start trying to aim a little bit further left than our runway. So you're taking off on the even higher section of jump, which does make the gap a little bit longer, but then you also have the air time to get you over that. That's generally how the physics works. I mean, you could try it if you want. You could go a little bit higher up.
You will see. I think I might actually try and run that a couple of times just now, just so that it's in my head, and just if I can clear it consistently 2 or 3 times.
Can I follow you through it?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do it. Let's do a train through the jumps. All right, same technique again.
Yeah.
Let's nail it. Let's go. Follow Jamie through now. Bit of pedaling. Pump the bump, nice. Really. That was ace.
Yes.
Nailed it.
That might have been better actually.
Yeah, like you've got that on lock now.
Oh.
That's like fully ingrained. Yeah, boy.
Yeah,